If I tell you what we're going to be talking about today, you're probably going to click right off. But for the sake of transparency, I will tell you. Today we're going to be focusing on metrics. The 7 glitches that for this week, September 7th through the 13th, is basically all about metrics, reporting, data, analytics, and things that we need to know in our business to make smart, educated decisions about running our business. My name is Linda Ray. I'm a retired financial services professional. I used to own an insurance agency and I was a financial planner. My partner Trevor, who is a retired mortgage banker, we started a business financing brokerage, which was shut down by COVID. And then we pivoted to assist business owners with the SBA COVID Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which gave us access to how business owners run their business or not run their business. And so we started this channel after seeing thousands of mistakes made by thousands of business owners all over the country, unfortunately, during the pandemic. So this channel is about mistakes. We have a membership program called Biz Glitch 366. It's a mistake of the day. And I have since earlier this year, about June, I guess that's mid-year, I combined the Biz Glitch project with the new Tarot Said So. And so we do readings on mistakes we make in business about various business operations, marketing, sales, accounting, bookkeeping, human resources. There's 21 different categories that we've put these 366 mistakes in. You see some cards here. I am going to start with a Money Moves deck. I'm going to use the business class tarot deck. We're going to end with the success card with some business sense. I haven't picked a card. I haven't looked at the cards, but we are going to get started with the Money Moves Oracle. Then I'm going to get into a couple of housekeeping issues, like, just for starters, no brainer. This is entertainment purposes only. There are no empirical studies about anything we talk about today. This is all open to interpretation with what your intuition might glean with what the cards say and if it relates to you or not. In the description, there will be all 7 of the glitches for this week. And you can also look at last year's videos that were not tarot readings, just general observations about these mistakes that we've witnessed or we've experienced ourselves. So I have cleansed the deck, all the decks, all of my technical equipment too, just in case. So let's start with, let's just open up with a Money Moves Oracle to get inspired with why we're running our business. It is not a hobby. I mean, if you are running your business for profit and to make a living and pay your bills, then it is not a hobby. And so let's see what Money Moves inspiration we can. Success! Wow. I love this for us because the other reason why I wanted to do metrics for this opening reading, since I haven't really done an on-camera reading since July, we took August off. But anyway, the reason is because we're closing in on the last month of the 3rd quarter. It is almost mid-September as I record this. Success, choosing the right direction and actively overcoming difficulties. You're on the right track. Speaking of tracking metrics, tracking analytics. I love this for us. Now, this card will stay out of the deck so we don't pick it again for future readings. All right, so some new news. We're doing different. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen any of my other videos, but I did 7 glitches. I read on 7 glitches. I did a 3-card spread for all 7 glitches. That was averaging around 35 to 40 minutes. And I decided maybe I'm just too new at this to have that long of a video for you guys to hang in there with me. So now I just picked a few glitches with the overall topic of metrics. And I just compiled some of the reasons why tracking metrics can be so vital in your business. Product development, sales and marketing, inventory management, customer retention, overall growth, risk management, employee performance and HR planning, cash flow management, supply chain and inventory optimization, operational efficiency, productivity tracking, competitive analysis and market positioning, and finally the last few, tax planning, payroll, budgeting, forecasting, and one of my favorites, pricing strategies. So that is the reason why I decided to do just an overall reading with looking at tracking metrics. And I also, for fun, because I had some time on my hands over the summer, I created the Biz Glitch tarot spread. It's an 8-card spread because 8, in addition to being the infinity sign, it's also associated with abundance, success, which we just saw, and new beginnings. So I thought this was a really great way to get more out of the reading. And I'm going to put an image up of the spread. It's in the shape of an 8, and the positions are the pulse, the current state of your business, the block, what's holding you back, the resource, your overlooked strength, the customer, how the world sees you, the strategy, where to focus on for growth, the risk, what needs a shakeup or release, the next chapter, what lies ahead for you, and long-term legacy, where this path is headed if followed. So I'm going to put that up, and I am just so excited to get started. So why don't we get started right now? All right. So here we go I'm using a business class tarot deck. I haven't used the business class deck since July. One of the things, audit is popping up, which is where you find if you are not tracking metrics and data and numbers. Let's see, what was I going to say? July. Oh, there was, so one of the things that, like, doing a reading on camera is no small feat. Getting ready, setting up, cleansing, choosing decks, what your intuition is flooded with to, make this happen. And there was a few now of readings I did off camera just because the idea of that challenge or struggle kind of popped into my head, and I figured maybe some other people. But those are off camera. It's in a playlist called Podcast Style. We've done procrastination. We've done conflict. We've done taking a break when you need some, mental health break. So check it out. And here's another major arcana. Oh, another major arcana, strategic planning. I love this 17. This is the star. And I just love the image here because once you start connecting the dots with looking at numbers and seeing all that's interconnected and interacting with each other, you can see where you might be able to tighten up some things, loose ends or gray areas, or, just things that could be tighter. Okay, so the first is, because I'm going to be referring to notes, is, let me read the question again that I have it set up. Let's look at tracking metrics and data in your business. How can we harness data, not only for product development, sales, marketing, but also tax planning, payroll, inventory, forecasting, pricing, and long-term growth strategies? That's very technical. Let's say, how do we feel about taking the time to have an organized, systematized protocol, procedure, product director for metrics in your business? So the first is going to be the pulse. Where are you with this in your business? What is the current state of your business and the energy and the focus? So the pulse for the business is board of directors. The Hierophant. This is the state of your business. Board of directors. Typically in business, this is who wants to see this stuff. Who needs to see this stuff with the state of the business. Okay? A major arcana right out of the deck. Hierophant is usually institutions, government, higher learning. And so board of directors, they want to know that you have the pulse on what's happening in your business and where things are going right, and focus on that, and what might need to be tweaked because there's a kink in the wheel, so to speak. Okay, so the next is the block. What's holding you back from having a procedure around metrics? And the 2 card is 6, product 6. So this is the 6 of Wands. This is the victory card. If you aren't paying attention, then you could be missing out on a more opportunistic experience, right? So, and if you are doing it, then you're feeling, you're seeing, you're experiencing the success that this process has in a business with tracking and analyzing and running reports on the business, knowing the numbers, having meetings every month about the numbers. All right, the next, number 3, is the resource. What's your overall strength? And the 3 is 9 of Cups. Brand 9 is 9 of Cups. That's wish fulfillment. I mean, so far I'm just loving this because this is everything that can be gained by having a protocol around the metrics and having metrics be an integral part. The thing with not doing this and kind of just having a blindfold on and aimlessly going through the business, not knowing what the numbers are every month and how it impacts you, it's just chaos inducing surprises that then you feel like, oh, I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know that would happen. And then it's very difficult to manage consequences when you're not prepared for the all case scenario, the worst case, the best case, all cases scenarios of what could happen in your business. There are up, down, in, out, on, off every week, month, quarter, year. And cups are emotional. Branding your business is emotional. So putting the negative emotions aside and really going in with the hopes of what could be the best case scenario for your business, that's what that says to me on the resource being fulfilled. All right, 4 is how the world sees you, and this is the Page of Cups. More feelings. This is a energized, youthful energy. This could be news about your business, a message about something coming in to your business that would tell you that, had you been running the numbers and knowing the numbers, you could have prepared better. And the Page of Cups is especially, just a favorable offer, essentially. So what opportunities could be lost by not having this procedure? I hate being a broken record, but this is how habits are formed with doing the same thing over and over again as a process, as a system. The strategy, which is where to focus your growth. 10 of Cups. Wow. Okay, so there's something going on here. First of all, there's no pentacles yet coming up, which is money. A lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, which I think is very interesting with data, okay? There's no swords either coming up here, which is about mental clarity and an ego and thoughts, right? The 10 of Cups is one of the happiest cards in the deck. It is... it's all coming together, and there's happiness and joy, and it and it affects all areas of your life. Imagine if you put so much very vital energy into this process, what could happen? Everything comes together. I love that. Okay. Number 6 is the risk. What needs a shakeup? All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, collaboration, working together with professional resources, leaning into your professional network with what areas of this process might not be your strong suit. The first thing is knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses, so you know what to embrace and what to delegate, right? So this is the collaboration card to lean into those resources. And this is what needs to be shaken up. So if you are trying to do this on your own, which is also AKA not doing it at all because you're doing it on your own, what are you missing out on? What are you not learning about your business that you could change before there is some kind of negative impact? Okay, the last 2 are in the middle to make up the 8, and that's the 7 is the next chapter. Where are things headed? What lessons can we integrate into this process, into this theory of these metrics being integral part to your business and decision making? Oh, 3 of data. That's the 3 of swords. That's grief, betrayal, heartbreak. And there's the swords. We got the 3 of pentacles and the 3 of swords. So 3 is a number of growth and communication, and also minor arcana. These are just activities that could happen, but they can be overcome. These are not life lessons like the board of directors. And there's only 1 major arcana in here so far, which is very interesting that it is the board of directors / Hierophant. But here is the 3 of swords, 3 of data. Without the data, you're flying blind with how your business can be even more successful. How can you grow if you don't know where your business is strong and where it needs to be propped up a little bit? 3 is also like, a 3-legged stool. What happens if you don't have 3 pegs on the stool? It topples over. So very interesting how we have these cups, 9 and 10, page of cups, the 3s here, and then of course the victory card, which is all the reason of doing this in the first place. Okay, last card is the long-term legacy, where this will lead if you do follow or implement a process, procedure for analyzing metrics on a regular basis. This impacts choices, decisions, all the things that can come back to haunt us with consequences that we don't want to face, that we don't want to believe that we actually were part of the reason these consequences are happening in the first place. So let's see, long-term legacy. King of Cups. Emotional intelligence. Knowing that even if this isn't your strong suit, you have the strength, the emotional fortitude to say, okay, let me get out of my own way if this isn't my bag. Or let me, make the time, because there's no finding the time to do this. This is the master of all things emotional in your business to manage how to make it all work as an integral part of the business for all the decisions you have to make in your business. I got to tell you, I love this reading, and I hope you do too. I hope this resonates with you. Yeah, here we go. I love this. Now we're going to pick a success card just to close on a inspiration. I've shuffled them already, but I'm going to split them to just have a couple more variations of randomness. Let's see what we got. Oh, these stick together. Location. Ooh, location. We must think differently about location with pandemics, globalization, and the rise of delivery and remote work. Creative thinking can include contingency planning and closing offices while enabling on-task computer monitoring applications during work hours. There's some questions down here, some prompts I'm going to put up on the screen. And the quote here, successfully working from home is a skill just like programming, designing, or writing. It takes time and commitment to develop that skill. I think that really would resonate with what we're talking about here today. Location is funny because location has nothing to do with numbers other than the forecasting of, can you afford where your office is based? We know people who've had to close their offices and start working from home, or they've done so well, they've expanded and they've gone out of their home office and got a new office location. Again, these decisions only can be made prudently if you're running numbers. So with that, I will say thank you and bid you farewell for now. Please check our posts for upcoming glitches and upcoming readings. And I'm going to be doing a 10-minute tarot about what I'm not sure, but would love to hear from you in the comments. Would love for you to like and subscribe and share with any business owners that you know that like tarot readings. And until next time, the tarot said so. Metrics will help your business if you're open to it. So until next time, thank you.